Hello everyone, in this video we're going to write our first C++ code, and the first step in writing C++ is ensuring that you have a C++ IDE installed. Now, one common IDE for C++ is VS Code, and you can of course download that by going to VS Code's website. And the other editor is this one, dev C++. So we're going to be using dev C++. So if you want to download it, alright, which you should download it if you want to use C++. Alright, you go to this website called bloodshed.net, and it's dev C++'s official website, and you can just choose your version and download C++, dev C++. Right, once you have dev C++ installed, you want to open it. So you're going to go into dev, alright, C++, this app right there, you're going to open it up. And while it's opening, you're going to take some time. It's going to take some time. So C++, by the way, is a language that's used in many different areas. Alright, it's used in web development, it's used in actually it's used in game development as well because of its speed, and it's kind of like a more of a low level language. Alright, and it has also hardware independence, meaning you can run it on any piece of hardware, unlike languages such as Python, alright, where you have to actually go and install it on the hardware. C++ you can run it on any piece of hardware. And the other problem with that is that C++ is, really not really safe. So there was an article that I was reading why by 2026 they say that they're going to ban C++ in some countries. I think it was the US. So I don't know, but it's because of its nature. C++ is unsafe as well. Alright, so we have dev C++ opened up, and C++, by the way, it's kind of like a hard language for beginners. It's not really easy, it's hard, kind of hard, and I suppose it's primarily because of the syntax and also some other reasons besides the syntax also. I'm mainly a Python programmer, so I come from Python to C++ and I know what it feels. It's really sometimes a headache. So anyway, what you want to do is you want to create a new C++ file. Okay, so you would want to go create new, you want to press new source file, and here we have untitled dot, actually not dot, you have untitled 1. Okay, so here's your C++ file to open up. Now, in order to write C++, you're going to have to know about the boiler template for C++. Unlike Python, where you can simply go ahead and say print and hello world, it's gonna print. Alright, it's gonna print it straightforward, like straight ahead like that. C++, unlike Python, you cannot do it like that in C++. You're going to write at least, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines of code just to print hello world onto the screen. And so now we're just going to print hello world, and I'm going to show you what you need in C++ to print hello world. Right, firstly, you want to import the library called iOS stream. This is a header file, so what it does is that it allows you it's iOS stream, so it's input output stream. That's what it stands for. So we're gonna import it. The way to import is like this. So you're gonna say hash, and you're gonna say include, and open angular bracket iOS stream. Right, input output stream. In some compilers we have to actually put iOS stream.h because it's a header file, but sometimes it also works like this. So now in dev C++ it works without a .h. Now what you need to do after that is you can say using namespace std and this allows us to use the cout functions, right? Cout cin functions basically, without using standard std, right? um, so without using putting the std like that, if you know what I mean. Okay, I just put that and now it's hanging. Alright, ignore what I said for a while. If you are confused, it's alright. Alright, I mean it's C++ after all. So using namespace std, one convention you have to understand when you're writing C++ code is that every single line of your code is going to end in a semicolon. Alright, similar to JavaScript, but it's a bit more pedantic in C++ than JavaScript. JavaScript you can also not end, and it will realize that you're trying to end in a semicolon, but in C++ you have to actually put it in. Okay, after these two lines you're going to write a function. Okay, and a function would be like int main and open bracket close bracket. Int meaning integer, main meaning the name of the function is main, and you're going to put open curly brackets and close curly brackets. Alright, and now this is basically the code, the boilerplate. And if this has int there, alright, then what you want to do is you want to return 0, and of course semicolon. Don't forget the semicolon at the end. Here you can put a semicolon if you want, and you can also not put. Depends on the compiler, I suppose. But after include iostream, you shouldn't put a semicolon. Now, just like iostream, you get other libraries also, like import or include Conio. You get Conio. You get another file called cmath. What this does is that these files already have some pre-written code that you're including. Alright, and I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, so if I say, for example, now I want to output. Okay, so cout. Okay, I want to print hello world to the console. So the way to do it is I'm going to say cout, and this is a function, by the way, cout function. Okay, cout double angle brackets, and we're going to have double inverted commas. Unlike in Python, you can just go say single, you can use single or double, but in C++, if you're writing string, if you know what string is, then you need double. So if you don't know what string is, just do what I'm doing. Right, so now we can just say hello world. Alright, and I save that, and now once I save it, okay, save by pressing Ctrl S. Alright, once I save it, then it's gonna ask me where do you want to actually save it. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna say, actually no, not here, it's not in here, it's in Python folder, libraries. Okay, I'm just gonna do it in pictures. Actually, save picture, no, music, I'll do it in music. Actually no, that's not, because I have some other files there. So right, now untitled, now I've saved it, I've saved the file, and I'm going to run it. The way you run is in C++, Python uses an interpreter, C++ uses a compiler. Okay, the difference is that compilers are usually faster than interpreters. So you're going to have to first compile the code, and then you're going to run it. Okay, once you compile it, it's going to create a dot, I think it's a certain file that it creates, that you're going to actually, the compiler creates that file, and then that's the file that runs. So now we have compile, we have run, and we have compile and run. So we're going to choose the one for compile and run. So it's F11. I'm going to press the F11 key, and you can see it's compiling. Include Conio. Okay, I'm just going to remove this. Alright, we don't need those two header files. So if I compile this again and run it, it's busy compiling, and you can see it printed for us hello world. Congratulations, your first C++ code. And it tells us it took 0.1646 seconds, and there we go, with a return value of 0. So if I were to make this 1, return 1, and I press again compile and run, then you can see it exited after how many seconds with return value of 1. So it also shows the return value. Alright, now the thing is, this is the basic C++ code, and in the future videos I'm gonna explain this code.